Alright guys, so I have made a few changes and adjustments and I have spark. So I have a video I recorded with using this inline spark tester, pulling over the engine, and it sparked. I will show the video. Basically I'm going to go through what I did, and yeah, I'm very happy about that. So let's get into it. So, here's what I found. I originally thought the coil was bad, but I used a multimeter on it to check the continuity through the coils, and I found exactly what it should be. So this coil is good. So, the way I know that is there are two coils within this. The primary coil and the secondary coil. In the primary coil, there should be very low resistance between this hot wire and the ground. And I got that. I got about 1 ohm. Then you should have somewhere in the thousands of ohms between the hot wire or the ground wire and the spark plug, which I have. So I knew that the coil wasn't the problem. I bought a new coil for no reason. It was fine. But still had an issue. There was no spark. So then I looked to the condenser and the points. Cleaned off the points, made sure the gap was right. There was no issue with the points. Now the condenser. This condenser seems to fit perfectly in this spot where it is. So I never thought to really look at the condenser. I figured this one was the original. It's not. It doesn't fit the age of the end of the motor at all. So I kind of overlooked that. But this is a newer condenser. Somebody put this on trying to get this engine to run. Issue is the connector, if you can see that, for the condenser right here, it doesn't fit where it's supposed to connect to the points. So it's supposed to have an isolated connection that connects the hot wire, the points, and the condenser, and it's not supposed to be touching the ground. But the connector from the condenser didn't fit in that isolated connection, but it fit perfectly to the post, which grounded it out. So this condenser was essentially just ground to ground. It did nothing. So I just bent around the connector and made it fit basically. So we have spark. Now, next question is, why isn't it firing, even with starting fluid? So, being a 1-cylinder, I don't think there could be an issue with timing, unless somebody messed with the gearbox. But that could always be an issue. I'm not really sure about that. But I used a compression test kit, and I have about 30 psi of compression in this engine. Now, it's a small engine, shouldn't have much compression, but 30 psi from looking at other vintage outboards, 30 psi is very low. Others are getting around 60, 80, and that's motors from this same time frame. So if I still can't get it to fire, I'm going to try it again today. If I still can't get it to fire, I'm going to end up needing to make new gaskets for everything around the piston. Which it's not that big of a deal. I could do that. And while I'm at it, I'd probably redo all the gaskets just because probably none of them are any good. But yeah, there's your update. We got spark.